the 6 emotional phases of the creative process, demonstrated by making tonight's intro video. Phase 1, unreasonable overconfidence.
This is gonna be so fucking good. I am gonna win so many awards for this. The best thing you've ever seen? I mean, yeah.
Phase 2, dark night of the soul.
It's gonna be funny, but not in a good way. Why do I crave so much validation? Why?
Phase 3, complete existential crisis.
None of this makes any sense. This is what I'm doing now. My sister is a surgeon and I make billboards. Nothing I do matters. What am I doing?
Phase 4, TikTok binge.
Never win with monkey bars. You either burn your fucking hands off or you plummet to your death. There is no in between. In at number 3, we have the reason why some of you don't know how to boil pasta.
Phase 5, panicked focus. Phase 6, defensive rationalization.
It is what it is. You get what you pay for, and we're doing this for free, so it's not winning any awards. Fuck advertising.
How's everyone feeling tonight?
Cotton candy haircut. You make me stop and say, damn, it's just my ego tripping. I'm gonna tell it like it is. I'm gonna tell it like it is. I'm gonna hit you with my big talk. I'm gonna tell it like it is.
Sappy Spectro Pop-Up Book. 10,000 Design. Sappy North America. True North Influencer Kit. Periscope. Minnesota Lottery.
There's a ticket to weathering the cold, long Minnesota winters. Me, the True North ticket. Because really, the True North spirit is what helps us face winter head-on. So I had to make sure people were prepared to not only survive the season, but to thrive. To do so, I partnered with some of the truest True Northerners I could find. Social media influencers. But I didn't just send swag to their toasty warm homes. Instead, I outfitted them with nothing more than GPS coordinates. Then sent them out. Way out. Into the true north to find their winter survival kits.
I can see that the Minnesota Lottery is sending me into the deep woods. I love it. I'm excited to hunt down this treasure box to see what's inside of it.
Each was packed with some cool treasures I hoped would create a shareable unboxing moment, including an illustrated booklet that captured our winter-loving truisms. To reach even more Minnesotans, I also used traditional methods to help remind people to get out and face winter head-on.
True warmth comes not from the fire, but from the effort. That's the true North spirit.
Once everyone saw influencers out freezing to life and were fully steeped in the true North spirit, I knew they were ready for me. And ready they were, proving sometimes to get hot, you must first become cold. And that, truly, is the true North spirit.
True North Influencer Kit. Periscope. Minnesota Lottery.
Each was packed with some cool treasures I hoped would create a shareable unboxing moment, including an illustrated booklet that captured our winter-loving truisms.
True North Influencer Invite. Periscope. Minnesota Lottery.
But I didn't just send swag to their toasty warm homes. Instead, I outfitted them with nothing more than GPS coordinates. Then sent them out. Way, way out. Into the true north to find their winter survival kits.
Sappy Spectro Pop-Up Book. 10,000 Design. Sappy North America. Smoked Sweats. Fallon. Arby's.
Arby's, the only fast food brand with the third-generation Texas pitmaster on the payroll, smoking brisket and ribs over hickory wood.
Smoked.
Arby's knows when you smoke meats for 13 hours a day, you walk away with two things: good meat and hickory-scented clothes. And during Arby's Smokehouse Sandwich promotion, customers finally could buy both. Introducing Arby's Smoked Sweats. A premium, heavy-duty, 7-ounce cotton, made-in-the-USA sweatsuit, smoked by Arby's pitmaster in a Texas smokehouse over real hickory wood. The first drop sold out in 6 minutes. Within an hour, the sweats were going on eBay for $1,000, and people could not get enough.
Unbelievable, Arby's. Smoked sweats.
What? Hold on, the sweatpants smell like roast beef and brisket?
Arby's is recreating those pungent scents.
Sweatsuits that have been hand-smoked, the sweatshirts that smell like smoke.
How do you stop people from eating your pants?
Arby's did a second drop that sold out just as quick. And by the end of Arby's Smokehouse Sandwich promotion window, hordes of new fans recognized Arby's as the only fast food brand with legit third-generation Texas pitmasters smoking their sandwich meats. Oh, and sweatpants too.
Made from scratch. Periscope. Minnesota Lottery.
We didn't just make a better scratch game. We made a better tasting scratch game. Now, instead of throwing away your non-winning scratch games, just eat them. That's right. After years of research and development, our scientists and a few farmer friends we know were able to fuse paperless game technology with pure, organic, vegetable byproduct with printable cornstalk fibers and delicious soy ink to deliver our tastiest lottery game ever. Introducing Made from Scratch. It's the first edible lottery game you can scratch and savor. Yes, it's sustainable. Yes, it's edible. And yes, it's not real whatsoever, because it's an April Fool's commercial. Bon appetit.
A frozen brand with hot moves. Periscope. Bellisio Foods.
Crack the lid, pop it in, set it for 2 minutes. Look inside, watch it cook while the little plate's spinning. Can't wait till it's done, gonna dive in it. Hey, Michelinas.
Arby's. Fallon. Arby's.
We're coming on the air with breaking news. The Supreme Court has just issued a ruling on the NCAA and compensation for college athletes.
It is a new day, a new era for the NCAA.
The new policy allows college athletes to get paid from the use of their name, image, and likeness.
As brands rush to make ads with college athletes, Arby's saw an opportunity to take over an entire sport. That didn't mean sponsoring just any college athlete. Arby's set out to sponsor as many D1 college football running backs as possible, thus creating Arby's. To kick off, Arby's recruited some big-time players to put the word out.
If you want to be a paid Arby's Arby, all you gotta do is post a video on social saying, "Tonight, I'm getting Arby's." Heck yeah.
Some people thought it would never work.
So that's hashtag
AR, nobody's gonna do this. Nobody's gonna do this.
Tonight, I'm getting Arby's.
I mean, nobody's gonna do that.
Tonight, I'm getting Arby's.
Don't think anybody's gonna tweet that, though.
But a lot more thought differently.
Just to have control of your own name, image, and likeness, to go sign an autograph at the mall to make money. You can do that now. This is a new day.
By the end of the season, Arby's had officially sponsored 61 Arby's RBs, from smaller school players who weren't getting any brand love
Tonight, I'm getting Arby's.
to record-breaking top NFL prospects.
Tonight, I'm getting Arby's.
Oh, and these beefy footballers put up some beefy social numbers. While other brands worked with a few footballers, Arby's sponsored a whole footballing position as the first brand to legally pay college athletes for telling fans their dinner plans.
Tonight, I'm getting Arby's.
IMN, Periscope, Minnesota Lottery. Mask Up America, Book Club. Cole McVoy and 10,000 Design. The Ad Council.
It's time for my monthly book club. It's an opportunity for us girls to connect and remind each other who's on mute. And this is how we have to meet. Because when we spend time indoors with people, we can still spread COVID faster than Nancy's gossip. That's why I'm still masking wherever I go. Because until I'm vaccinated, a mask helps slow the spread. Which means the sooner I can get back to a friend's house to judge their interior design. We can't hear you, Dolores.
Last Day. Fallon. Key Bank.
All right, let's do this. Let's start our own company.
We can't quit this job. We've got it made here.
Says who? Our boss that wears novelty ties?
When did we lose our hair?
Well, what about paychecks? Insurance? Savings?
10 years till we retire, kid. Don't blow it.
What will our new job be?
He wants us to start data mining and predictive analytics consultancy.
May I be excused?
Throughout your entire life, you've been in your own head about money. We're here to help. KeyBank opens doors.
In the Rough, Season 2. Carmichael Lynch. Amstel Light.
Phil Mickelson, I've got this situation. My new neighbor just got one of those vertical water smoker grills and invited me over for a test run. I don't know, but I feel like I should bring something, a gift. My wife suggested a potted plant of some sort.
What would you want?
A beer.
Beer. Get him a 6er 95 calorie Amstel Light. It says I'm a thoughtful friend, but I'm not trying too hard.
I could put it in a gift bag. Some tissue paper, some tassels.
Just a beer.
I'll just get the beer.
Your ball's over there.
Great.
Phil Mickelson. Question. I met this really cool dad at my kid's birthday party, and I asked him if he wanted to go on a weekend camping trip sometime. Because, you know, I have the gear, and I thought, you think I freaked him out?
The next time you meet a potential friend, ask him to have a 95 calorie Amstel Light. It's always a good place to start.
Guess I came on a little strong.
You have to ease into it. It would be like me asking you to caddy for me even though we just met.
Yeah. Crazy. You and me in Augusta. Me helping you slip on a 4th green jacket. You let me borrow the jacket. Trusting each other completely, knowing we can do this. We can win it again together.
You're doing it again.
I am. You're right.
Phil Mickelson, can I ask you something? How do I make friends?
Look, Greg, even though I'm a massively successful legend of golf, I'm also a man, just like you, who sometimes feels alone and struggles to make friends. Have a 95 calorie Amstel Light and let's talk.
Wow, I thought it was just me. I mean, sometimes
hold on. Nut, you old dog. What? Yes, I love it. All the dudes. Invite Marcus, Tom, Cam, Hansi, Adsky, Bernsey, Luke, Brad, TJ, BJ, CJ, Jeff. Oh, Jeff with a G. G off. He doesn't like that, though. Don't call him that. Call me later. Just a man trying to make friends like you, Glenn.
It's Greg.
Hold on. My man. Oh, yes, sir. Uh-huh. No, it's on.
Hotels are back. Fallon. Hotwire. Book beyond your wildest means. Fallon. Hotwire.
Don't book a cheap hotel. Hello? Book an expensive hotel for cheap on Hotwire. Is it diamond scented?
Hotwire. Don't book a cheap hotel. Book an expensive hotel for cheap on Hotwire. Oh, it's got pockets. Hotwire.
Don't book a cheap hotel. Book an expensive hotel for cheap on Hotwire. This is a saltwater pool. This is like the ocean without all the scary stuff.
Hotwire.
Bean Song. Carmichael Lynch. Bush's Beans.
When I was a little boy, the kids could be so mean, laughing at what was in my lunch pail. They'd yell about the musical fruit. They'd say the more that I ate, the more I'd toot. But I swear that they've never made me do that. Oh, there's no shame. I'd zip my beans up and roll like the wind, just wishing that I'd belong. And if I could take me back in time, I'd sing that bearded boy that song. Tears of beans are dribbling down my cheek at night. Dreams of beans, I'm on a cannellini cloud floating through the moonlit night. But in the morning I'm still trying to hide the fact I'm crying. These tears of beans. This kid changed me, it's time to show. Flash forward to my days. I had an appetite for success, but now I have to deal with these. Yeah, music's cool, but have you considered all the healthy benefits? Oh, it's not a fruit, and the reason you toot is something called oligosaccharides. I must have lost my mind. It's easy to assume
Mask Up America Book Club. Cole McVoy and 10,000 Design. The Ad Council.
Because when we spend time indoors with people, we can still spread COVID faster than Nancy's gossip. That's why I'm still masking wherever I go. Because until I'm vaccinated, a mask helps slow the spread.
In the Rough, Season 2. Carmichael Lynch. Amstel Light.
Hansi, Adski, Bernsey, Luke, Brad, TJ, BJ, CJ, Jeff. Oh, Jeff with a G. G off. He doesn't like that, though. Don't call him that. Call me later. Just a man trying to make friends like you, Glenn.
The Accountable. Periscope. Intuit.
Seth David here from the world-famous Nerd Enterprise.
At QuickBooks, we hold ourselves accountable to accountants. So when accounting pro Seth David had an idea to improve QuickBooks Online payroll,
Improvements to HR services, 401 freaking K.
we not only listened, we got to work. On accountant-inspired, no time for tired new features.
Help.
HR, 401 freaking K.
Payroll's getting better. 401 freaking
K. Pizza's here.
This is what happens when we listen to our customers.
Hey guys.
Hey, now it offers HR, employee onboarding, and payroll status insights.
And
401 freaking K?
exactly. My clients are gonna love this.
No, Seth. Your clients are gonna love you. Check out the Seth Saw and all the other accountant-inspired improvements that make QuickBooks Online payroll better than ever.
Just Yesterday. Solve. Wiseman Art Museum.
He's leaving on that midnight train to Georgia. Yeah, said he's going back. So no one told you life was gonna be this way. Your job's a joke, you broke, your love life's the old way.
She's wearing, I'm hooked and I can't stop staring. Oh baby, I wanna get whipped up and take your picture. My homeboys tried to warn me, but that butt you got makes me so horny. Ooh, rumpa smooth skin, you say you wanna get in my bins?
I think it's gonna be a long, long time till touchdown brings me round again to find I'm not the man they think I am at home. Oh no, 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 I'm a rocket man.
Be the Match. Bone Marrow Videos. Gasket Studios. Be the Match.
Hey there, it's Ava and Bo, here to share what happened when I had a bone marrow transplant. I was younger back then and had no idea what to expect. I know I would have liked a video that helped me understand from somebody who'd gone through one. So I'm making one. Okay, first, why did I need a bone marrow transplant? Well, I had leukemia. What is leukemia? Here, let me show you. My bone marrow, which is the spongy part inside my bones, that marrow was making unhealthy blood cells, and that made me feel sick. When there were so many unhealthy cells, there was no room for the healthy ones. So, the doctor said, time for a bone marrow transplant. A bone marrow transplant is when you get new, healthy cells in your body. Those cells come from a real person called a donor. Sometimes it's someone in your family, and sometimes it's someone you don't know. Your doctor finds someone who has the best cells just for you. I met other kids who had transplants too. My friend Jaden, he was born with sickle cell disease. Do you know why you need a transplant? It's cool if you don't. Just ask a grown-up. Jaden told me he was excited to get a transplant. However you're feeling, it's totally okay. Me? Well, I was kind of nervous. Whenever I had some big feelings, I would snuggle with my friend Bo and talk with my mom. It's always nice to have someone you can talk to when you're mad, sad, or unsure. Who will you talk to? My next video can answer questions too, like how to get ready for the hospital and what happens during transplant. Stay tuned and see you soon.
Hot Mess Season 1. Griffin Archer. Hy-Vee.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen. That's nasty.
I can already feel it coming.
I have some in my eye.
Oh! Oh my God.
This has skin. Was this pan set up? It's like done and not done.
Please.
Okay, all right,
This is gonna get ugly if I don't get in there.
Excuse me.
Gene! Oh my gosh!
$200 billion. Share the wealth. Bold orange. Be the match.
Let me ask you, if you had 200 billion, would you give some away? That's 200 billion with a B. Today, tomorrow, forever. Would you give some away? Would you give some to her? To them? To him? Yep, he could use some too. You'd be surprised. Would she sleep better at night? Would you? Would it make his day, his week, his life? Would it make this family whole? If just a little could make grandma dance, would you give some away? If it could help him dream, help her walk, help her run, get him to graduation and beyond, or allow a kid to just be a kid, would you give some away? So, what do you say? You do have 200 billion. Share the wealth.
Leave It As It Is. Cole McVoy and 10,000 Design. Jackson Hole Travel and Tourism Board.
I want to ask you to keep this great wonder of nature as it now is. Leave it as it is. You cannot improve on it. The ages have been at work on it, and man can only mar it. What you can do is to keep it for all who come after you as one of the great sights which every American, if he can travel at all, should see. Whether it is the forest, the water, the scenery, whatever it is, handle it so that your children and your children's children get the benefit of it. I believe in you. I wish you well with all my heart, and I know that your future will justify all the hopes we have.
Bean Song. Carmichael Lynch. Bush's Beans.
Change me, it's time to show. Flash forward to my I had an appetite for success, but now I have to deal with yeah, music's cool, but have you considered all the healthy benefits? Oh, it's not a fruit, and the reason you toot is something called oligosaccharides.
The Boundary Waters Traverse. Current resident. Save the Boundary Waters.
I don't know if you can ever be ready for a 100-mile run. 80 to 90 miles of it is pure wilderness. I'm about as ready as I can be. First road out of the wilderness. So we just ran 40 miles through Through the Boundary Waters proper.
How do you feel? What's happened so far?
I mean, the biggest thing was just the rain made it cold. Got some food and about ready to head out again. Okay. All right, cool.
Thanks.
Yeah.
The Boundary Waters is Minnesota, you know, land of 10,000 lakes. There's over 1,100 lakes just in the Boundary Waters itself. It's the only wilderness of size for the entire upper Midwest. I think Minnesotans in general just really value our outdoor wild spaces, and we've got this world-class wilderness right at our doorstep. The Boundary Waters is just it's a place of quiet, natural solitude. It's just lakes and forest. So it's really kind of, it's our spot to go to get a true world-class backcountry experience. So we're combining the Border Route Trail and the Kekakavik Trail into one run that I've called the Boundary Waters Traverse. And just going to be running 110 miles through the heart of the Boundary Waters wilderness as a way to draw attention to the issue of sulfide or copper mining and what could potentially happen to the wilderness.
Yeah, what should we say?
On three.
Yeah.
Ready? Save the Boundary Waters 3. Ready? 1, 2, 3.
Save the Boundary Waters!
And you are not done.
It's a great morning for a run.
Wow, Boundary Waters are sick. Right?
So as part of this too, I've been connected with other trail runners, a couple like elite professional athletes, and then a couple others that run just for fun on the side, like I do. So Claire Gallagher.
I'm a professional trail runner and environmental advocate. I work for the brand Patagonia.
Kyle Piatari.
I'm a competitive trail and ultramarathon runner, and I'm also a lawyer working to protect the Boundary Waters from the threats of mining.
Peyton Thomas.
I just recently joined the Patagonia Trail team. I mostly have done road racing, but plan to branch into trails more.
Brendan Davis.
I'm a photographer, runner. I'll be joining Alex on the first 50-ish miles of the run tomorrow.
And then I've got a friend, Matt Warda.
A few weeks ago, just getting a haircut. Next thing I know, he's like, one of my friends got injured. Do you want to step up and do this crazy run in the Boundary Waters? I'm like, absolutely, 100%, let's do it.
And then the Grand Marais mayor, Jay Aerosmith Taku, is also running for a little bit of it.
I like to think of myself as the fastest running mayor in the state of Minnesota, but I'm not 100% sure that's true.
So Erica, my wife, who's kind of running logistics on making sure everybody's coordinated throughout and facilitating getting people into the wilderness, bringing people out.
I was like the crew chief, I think is the official title, helping him figure out where he was going to stop for the stations and the paddle-in aid stations, and helping with food and making sure he had enough socks and gear.
I was a canoe guide in the Boundary Waters for a summer in college, and I just got hooked.
I grew up in Colorado, which has incredible natural attributes, but this seems particularly unique.
What did you know about the Boundary Waters before you came here?
Literally nothing. I knew zero about the Boundary Waters. I live in a coastal town and am heavily involved with work towards water advocacy and water rights, as well as increasing outdoor recreation access for people. So the cause kind of just aligned really well, and it was a great campaign to really get me started in my time with Patagonia.
I love the Boundary Waters because wilderness areas are few and far between, and this one is particularly preserved, pristine, and special, and it needs to stay that way forever.
So we have the Boundary Waters, which is pristine wilderness, and this potential for sulfide or copper mining directly adjacent to it, and all of it in the watershed. So the sulfuric acid that these mines would produce would flow into the water, polluting it and carrying it straight up through the heart of the wilderness, along the Canadian border into Voyageurs National Park, and eventually all that water flows out Hudson Bay. So this one potential massive mining industrial complex has the potential to just get into the water system in perpetuity for the next 500 years and just pollute all this water, the entire ecosystem in this area.
The Boundary Waters is a big economic driver for us. We really do rely on that tourism for a good chunk of our existence.
We know that what we have is a good thing because we got something that nobody else has. We have this amazing place that draws people from all over, and it sustains our jobs and our way of life. Some people want to put all that at risk for some potential short-term gain, and that would be devastating for our local community. You just need to get people out there, and once they're out there, they just sort of instinctually or innately just love the place. It's really powerful. You know, it takes people like Alex who have a passion for this place, who want to step up and do things that really raise awareness.
His passion for the Boundary Waters is so palpable, and I really caught on to that, and I loved it, and it was like so contagious. And working for Patagonia, one of my jobs is to basically like find people like Alex and try and support them.
We got one chance to protect this place, and we can't mess it up. We've got to fight for it to protect our clean water, protect our healthy forests, and protect the Boundary Waters.
Well, the Boundary Waters is just a completely unique experience. It's a wilderness, 1.1 million acres. It's totally separated from human infrastructure. Can't just be at mile 40 and 20 miles of wilderness on either side of me and be like, I'm done. Yeah. Got to keep going. Started out cool and dark, and then the sun came up and it just got super hot and humid. You know, we ran out of water, and then the temperature dropped. It thunderstormed. It just rained on us, like just super hard. I was a little bit worried about hypothermia, honestly, but just kept going. And then once we hit the Keck and the sun came up and it was light again, it was just a nice gray, overcast, easy running day. Realizing that I've gone 70 miles and have 40 to go, right at where the border route ends and the Keck begins, that was mentally just the toughest spot because my stomach wasn't holding anything. I was exhausted. I'd been going for more than 24 hours and still had another 40 miles to go.
Yeah.
There was some puking involved. Any good trail run, but this is kind of like just puke and rally. You just gotta kind of get over it. It wasn't as if I was contemplating not finishing. It was just figuring out how to get through the dark spots, come out of the pain cave, and keep going. Finishing with Erica and the kids, kind of running the last quarter mile with me was awesome.
He really loves having us wherever we can be to cheer him on, and he loves seeing the kids and getting hugs from them, and so that he could have that energetic sort of crowd for him.
I've put over 300 miles of running in the wilderness, and they've been at the end for all of them. It's kind of a tradition of bring daddy home, and so they all met me and big hugs and excitement and tears and finish out. So ran the last journey, tapped out the sign, stopped the watch, and I got to stop running.
I don't know, I'm just so proud of him. I just think he's like such a rock star and such a hero in our kids' lives and in mine, and I just love that he's taken his passion for running in nature and brought it into this whole idea of like continuing to save the Boundary Waters and trying to figure it out. So I'm just really proud of the work that he's doing and love him. It's great.
One of the biggest questions people ask is how are you going to have water for 110 miles? And the answer is simple, is that the water in the Boundary Waters is so clean and pure that we can drink straight from the lakes. And just water that's so clean and pure like that just needs to be protected. You know, a giant sulfate or copper mine would pollute it forever. And it's really the water that we're talking about here of protecting to keep intact. Wanting to do this for the first time is a great way to just bring kind of stoke level enthusiasm and excitement about the Boundary Waters in a completely new way.
That energy that Alex has, that the people in Grand Marais and just the people I've met is so contagious. I hope every American, every person who travels here can feel that and get behind this cause to prevent these really gnarly mines from being put in place and potentially ruining this area.
I think it'd be hard not to run for 110 miles and not come up with a new appreciation for some place that you just care so deeply for.
The first tires to orbit the Earth. 6-speed. BF Goodrich.
For eons, people have stared at the stars wondering how they could reach them. Well, one day, curiosity got the better of them, and they decided to try. As people reached the stars, NASA learned something firsthand. Going to space was a one-way trip for the spacecraft. NASA decided to pursue a more efficient way to punch through the sky, so they embarked on a mission to engineer a reusable space shuttle, and the Columbia mission was born. But first, they needed a strong tire manufacturer capable of sticking the landing. So they called BF Goodrich. By the mid-70s, our engineers were hard at work figuring out this colossal task. Here's the thing about space shuttles. They're heavy. Really heavy. And the Columbia only had 2 sets of tires, a main landing gear set on the base, and a set of nose tires on the nose. 6 tires landing 200,000 pounds at 200 miles per hour. Here are the 4 main landing gear tires. They were 183 pounds, tubeless, inflated with nitrogen to 327 psi, 44.5 inches in diameter, wrapped in high-strength corded steel. They could handle 123,000 pounds of force each. The nose tires were 50 pounds, inflated to 312 psi, capable of handling 50,000 pounds of force each. Since nobody had gone to space and back in the same vehicle, we tested our tires on Earth. This 120-inch high-speed dynamometer simulated takeoff and landing at speeds of up to 400 miles per hour. And on April 12, 1981, 20 years after the first human spaceflight, the Columbia launched, piloted by Bob Crippen and John Young. After orbiting for 54.5 hours and circling the Earth 36 times, they attempted re-entry. They had to maintain an angle of 40 degrees until they were through the harshest part of our atmosphere. The heat outside the craft was intense. The noise was unthinkable. But on April 14th, after traveling over 1 million miles, the shuttle landed. Bob, John, and the Columbia made it home. The mission was a success. The world had a reusable shuttle, and our thirst for exploring new frontiers was revived the moment our tires safely met the Earth. BF Goodrich, what are you building for?
Hot Mess Season 1. Griffin Archer. Hy-Vee.
Oh.
What do we do?
You gotta turn that down.
My grandma always said you should taste your food. Let's see. Okay, well, that's not cooked at all. It has to cook and simmer. What is a simmer? Where are all these bubbles? It's like done and not done.
The Accountable. Periscope. Intuit.
Accounting pro Lei Lu had an idea on how to improve online payroll.
It's good, but is it Lei Lu good? You guys, this is like me good.
Mm-hmm. Check out all the accountant-inspired improvements that make QuickBooks Online Payroll better than ever.
Game for Excitement. Periscope. Minnesota Lottery.
I wonder if sheep ever recognize their own wool. I bet they do. I bet they think, hey, that guy's V-neck sweater used to be me. Yeah. Yeah, I bet that totally happens.
Need a little excitement? Just say I'm in with scratch games from the Minnesota Lottery.
Return of the Well-Adventured. Carmichael Lynch. Subaru of America.
In a world gone timid, Subaru, a brand synonymous with adventure, was launching its most capable vehicle ever. We tapped into this long-lost truth. Of all the things you can be in life, there's still nothing more interesting than being well-adventured. Our story started online.
You can be well-dressed. You can be well-mannered.
Oh, no. After you.
You can be well-groomed. Or even well-spoken. But there's just something about being well-adventured.
We're like yodeling high.
Yodel?
No, don't do that. Let's go higher then. Wow. Oh, man. Yeah, let's do it.
Oh. I'm good. Me too. Let's go lower.
That sounds good.
On social channels, we made people question their adventurous credentials. And to invite all into the wilderness, Subaru sponsored a series of epic films celebrating people of color, women, and adaptive adventurers, making sure all who dare to be well-adventured were always well-represented. We even partnered with REI, and for the first time, let people shop a Subaru Wilderness right there amongst all the other extreme adventure gear. From print ads to the Find Your Park program, which helped explorers discover the most untamed quadrants of the national parks, everything we did was designed to remind people that the worst roads still lead to the best stories. And most importantly, to remind the world what it truly means to be well-adventured.
AIGA Minnesota Design Camp 2021. Superhuman. AIGA Minnesota Design Camp. Take Stock Photography. Wonderman. Best Buy.
You know stock photos suck. Stock featuring non-white, non-straight people is even suckier. But do you know why? It's not a pretty picture. It costs money, lots of it. It's yet another old boys club, and it's a gamble, but it doesn't have to be this way. Introducing the Take Stock Project by Best Buy. It's a new approach to creating stock photography, where people from diverse backgrounds are fully represented on both sides of the camera. Talented photographers have the creative control to tell true-to-life stories of how people from their communities actually use technology.
It just happens to be, that Washington Heights is such a concentrated space for Dominicans. Stories were drawn from memories of being a kid in a Dominican household. A lot of the shots kind of pertain to that.
Best Buy fronts the shoot money, but the creators maintain full ownership of their work and can resell it wherever they want. In other words, the financial barrier to entry is gone, and the creators still profit.
To truly just create work that I enjoy and that I would be really proud to make with people that I care about and communities that I'm part of. That's a dream assignment right there.
You might ask, what's in it for Best Buy? A library of vibrant, authentic photos, That's what. Images that feature people of color and queer folks as they really are. Not as stock houses imagine them to be. The end result? More people can recognize themselves in Best Buy's marketing, and more creators can truly own their own work. We're sending a message to the industry. Diversity and inclusion isn't a checkbox or an afterthought. It's how we do business.
Long live the horse, long form. Cole McVoy and 10,000 Design. Zoetis Equine.
It's okay. Come on.
Hey, Mom. Just checking in. Hope you're doing okay.
Come here, girl.
What? No, ma'am.
You don't want to ride Ike?
No.
Have you seen Tex? I'll go find him.
Oh, that's right. And his eyes. You see his eyelashes too?
Today we did fractions. It was really fun. I like fractions.
But you said you were concerned about some things.
Well, she's just moving real slow.
All right. Hold on.
Oh, good girl. That a girl.
Good job.
At the end of the day, you have to wonder, who's caring for who?
She's gonna be okay.
We're getting old, aren't we? Yeah.
Boots on the ground. Don't blink. Big rock exploration.
Each outcrop that we walk up to can be recording more than, 2 or 3 billion years of geologic time and geologic processes. It's really amazing to think of that vastness, but also the individual features that you're looking at in the rock. Those are only tiny fractions of time. To me, being a geologist means working in and studying Earth systems in a way that not only advances the science, but helps make the world a little bit of a better place.
Geologists get excited about the little things in rock that most people can't even see. Everybody wants their new car, their new cell phone, but nobody thinks about finding these resources. There's so many steps in that process to get us the things that we want and need. We get to be the front end of that, which I think is pretty cool.
Do a hard, for the beast things.
Just curious what's in the middle. Now, the science of geology uses a variety of tools to study the Earth. But fundamentally, geology is essentially reality. Everything we think about the Earth is rooted in observations made of rocks, what we call in their natural environment, which is in the field. And you do that with boots on the ground.
North America is one of the most underexplored, populated continents in the world. It's amazing how little we actually know about the ground that's underneath us.
You know, even though a lot of areas may have been evaluated in the past, a lot has changed since then, technologically, environmentally, politically.
Most people think that mining is a big contributor to climate change, but in actuality, it's going to be an essential role in the future in providing all of these minerals to make any form of technology and improve climate change, or at least slow it down.
We're doing anything from claim staking to ground magnetics to soil sampling to regional reconnaissance mapping and sampling. It depends on the project, but out here we're always out looking for prospective structures, whether that's a shear fabric, whether that's a fault, whether that's a fold. We're also looking for alteration that can tell us about what's going on within the mineralizing system and maybe even where we are at within that mineralizing system. All of that data ultimately has to get organized and processed.
Data comes in, data goes out, data comes back in, data goes back out. It's a constant flow. So the high-level story really is, a picture's worth 1,000 words, a map's worth 10,000. And one of the biggest things at Big Rock that we try to do is take data that is in multiple different formats from multiple different sources, whether it's historical, whether it's captured by us, or whether it's publicly available, and compile that into a map that allows us to tell a story of 10,000 words.
When I get new data back, I'm always really excited to look through it and see how it compares to what we already know. Sometimes we'll get new data back and it confirms our previous ideas, and sometimes we'll get new data back and it kind of throws those interpretations out the window. We have to reevaluate what we thought we knew and keep learning about what these rocks are telling us.
There's an old saying in geology, the geologist who sees the most rocks wins, and Big Rock is dedicated to going out and covering and canvassing every bit of ground and understanding it. Rather than just tell people what we think we see, we're going to tell people what we see. And until you can actually prove your concept, a model's just cartoons. And you need confident, technically savvy people, logistically savvy people to understand the implications of every decision that's made on the ground. There's a lot of factors that weigh into every decision that could contribute to the success or failure of any project. And that's what we've got. We are boots on the ground.
Right here.
The Accountable, Periscope, Intuit.
Accounting pro Seth David had an idea to improve QuickBooks Online payroll.
Improvements to HR services, 401 freaking K.
So we got to work on benefit backing, instantaneous insight revealing features.
Hey, Seth. Hey, guys.
Now it offers HR, employee onboarding, and payroll status insights.
And
401 freaking K.
There it is. QuickBooks Online payroll. Accountants improved and better than ever.
Heroes of Accountability, Periscope, Intuit.
Is there an accountant on the plane?
When you think of a hero, you might not be picturing an accountant, even though they're the ones saving small businesses. With superpowered advice, X-Ray Financial Insight. Faster than a speeding invoice. Smarter than the filing deadline. Able to leave tall stacks of W-2s in a single bound.
Already submitted.
Did you just read my mind?
No, just your expense report.
That's right. If you're ready to be a hero, you're ready to be a pro advisor.
Trayvon. Best Buy. Best Buy Teen Tech Center.
If I had all the money in the world, first I start off by helping the people who helped me get to where I'm at now. Mr. Thomas, one of the best mentors I ever had. Like, it'd be days I would come into the studio and I really wasn't feeling it. And he'd talk to me like, man, you gotta keep pushing yourself. You was gonna pay yours.
Twinkie. Best Buy. Best Buy Teen Tech Center.
First big gig I had was for Chief Keef. I took a couple portraits of him, and I was standing there shooting, and in my head I was like, dang, I can't believe I'm really doing this right now. It's been a mind-boggling experience to see what a camera can do, and if you believe in yourself, to see what you can do personally.
Olivia. Best Buy. Best Buy Teen Tech Center.
A world where they feel the confidence to speak their mind and be loud and proud about who they are and what they believe. And I hope that they can kind of see that that's what I'm working towards through my music as well.
I wanna fly, soaring through the clouds. I wanna ride on a sailboat out to somewhere. I wanna sit under the stars with s'mores and dance till the sun comes up. Maybe I don't need someone to love. Maybe.
More of this Lifelines. Wonderman. Best Buy. Take on Anything campaign. Pixel Farm. Facebook. Subaru RF6. WRX teaser. Drive-through production and editorial. Carmichael Lynch, Subaru. Take on Anything. Pixel Farm. Facebook. Bean Song. Carmichael Lynch. Bush's Beans. Carol. Fallon. William Grant & Sons Incorporated. Monkey Shoulder.
Snow's on the ground and there's love in the air. Let's have a drink and a smooch to share. Hark, who is this that approaches so quick? A robot with 2 drinks and a mistletoe stick. Got one of these, now add a twist. One fancy fellow with festive fists. Hosting is hard, here's a helping hand. 2 yummy drinks and a kissing plant. Now is the time to and stuff like that. Scotch, Scotchy, Scotch, the song ends here. Thanks, Rona, for the holiday cheer.
Bring whatever this is home for the holidays and deck the halls with little kisses. Robo-base sold separately, party guests not included, bowtie machine washable. Monkey Shoulder cannot, does not, and would not guarantee a kiss, even to you.
Cargill FR3 app. Gasket Studios. Cargill. Sappy Spectro Pop-Up Book. 10,000 Design. Sappy North America. Garden of Life goes carbon neutral. Carmichael Lynch. Garden of Life. Take Stock Photography. Wonderman. Best Buy.
Introducing the Take Stock Project by Best Buy. It's a new approach to creating stock photography, where people from diverse backgrounds are fully represented on both sides of the camera. Talented photographers have the creative control to tell true-to-life stories of how people from their communities actually use technology.
Dream Huge. Trayvon Westlin Olivia. Best Buy. Best Buy Teen Tech Center.
Right after the murder of George Floyd, me and my friends, we stepped up and we did create a sit-in. The point of the sit-in was to let people know that Black youth are here and we are the future and we're going to be sitting in their faces and we will vote you out.
Garden of Life goes carbon neutral. Carmichael Lynch. Garden of Life. Just Yesterday exhibit. Solve. Wiseman Art Museum.
Black diamonds and pearls. Could it be if you could be mine, we both shine? If I rule the world. Still living for today in these last days until.
Enough to Share. Preston Spire. Second Harvest Heartland. President Snack-Sized Pub. Solve. President Cheese.
The show will be recognizing excellence in copywriting with the Best in Copywriting in honor of Doug Atkins Award. Over the course of my 35 years in advertising, I've had the great honor of working with two of the best writers to ever come out of the Twin Cities in Tom McElligott and Doug Atkins. What I learned over time is that the term copywriting is limiting for all that copywriters do. They're strategists, researchers, editors, salespeople, and of course, writers. When I consider Doug, the term I would use to sum it all up is that he was a craftsman. Doug would start by saying, "Put me in a box so I can think outside of one." He didn't just appreciate strategy, he embraced it. As a planner, he didn't compliment my work, he made it better. He took the two-dimensional and made it three-dimensional. And then he would get to work. Every word mattered. Every combination of words mattered. And in some cases, selflessly, it was an absence of words that mattered. Doug respected the intelligence of the audience, and then he connected with them. He didn't talk at them, he talked with them. And the work worked, time and time again. While we all experienced profound loss with Doug's passing, we will always have his writing, thankfully. At the agency, he led by example, and with this copywriting award, other writers will now have the chance to do that as well. Congratulations to the winner, and thanks to the AdFed for this wonderful recognition, and to all who recognized and appreciated Doug's incredible talent.
Doug Atkins studied English at the University of Minnesota. He began his career in advertising soon after running out of food. He won a cornucopian superabundance of awards in his career and invented the word cornucopian. Doug was drawn to advertising by the awe-inspiring power of a big idea. He also won 90 national awards for writing IBM is a poobut. Doug believed that when you have a big idea, in that first moment, it's in its perfect form.
This is it. It's gonna be big. Bigger than Woodstock. How's my cape look? Big, I tell you.
He was adamant that sharp corners not be sanded off.
You are not an Australian frilled lizard. You're a lot luckier than you think.
Doug liked to be a bit scared by his ideas because that meant they were big enough.
I thought I was good at hiding.
Doug liked sarcasm and long copy and telling stories.
No, I've never done that, but I did get some bad catnip once.
Oh boy.
Yeah, woke up in bed with an Irish setter.
And he could say a lot in just a few words. He wrote ads that were more than just ads, and his work will inspire others for years to come, or at least until the robots take over. The Best of Copywriting Award is presented in honor of Doug Atkins. There will never be another one like him.
Carroll, Fallon, William Grant & Sons Incorporated, Monkey Shoulder.
Snow's on the ground and there's love in the air. Let's have a drink and a smooch to share. Hark, who is this that approaches so quick? A robot with 2 drinks and a mistletoe stick. Got one of these, now add a twist. One fancy fellow with festive fists. Hosting is hard, here's a helping hand. 2 yummy drinks and the kissing plant. Now is the time to and stuff like that. Scotch, Scotchy, Scotch, the song ends here. Thanks for the holiday cheer.
Bring whatever this is home for the holidays and deck the halls with little kisses. Robo-base sold separately, party guests not included, bowtie machine washable. Monkey shoulder cannot, does not, and would not guarantee a kiss, even to you.
Upcycled Bikes, Chrissy Pollard. LandAkronGT.com website. Martin Williams, Syngenta. Heroes of Accountability, Periscope, Intuit.
Is there an accountant on the plane?
When you think of a hero, you might not be picturing an accountant, even though they're the ones saving small businesses. With superpowered advice, X-ray financial insight, faster than a speeding invoice, smarter than the filing deadline, able to leave tall stacks of W-2s in a single bound.
Already submitted.
Did you just read my mind?
No, it's just your expense report.
That's right. If you're ready to be a hero, you're ready to be a pro advisor.
Dream Huge, Trayvon, Westlin, Olivia. Best Buy, Best Buy Teen Tech Center.
I'm 18, I'm coming up into this world and I'm inheriting a place that is not the one that I learned about in middle school. We would learn about the civil rights movement and how we've made so much progress and how Black people are essentially equal in society. And then to kind of see that that's not really represented in the justice system, and this has really been very disheartening for me. I think about this a lot in terms of my younger sisters. A world where they feel the confidence to speak their mind and be loud and proud about who they are and what they believe. And I hope that they can kind of see that that's what I'm working towards through my music as well.
I wanna fly, soaring through the clouds. I wanna ride on a sailboat out to somewhere. I wanna sit under the stars with s'mores and dance till the sun comes up. Maybe I don't need someone to love. Maybe me, myself, and I could be enough, at least for a little while.
I feel like that would be the kind of world that I would like to see for younger Black people.
Marriott Bonvoy Welcome Series. The LASIK Group. Marriott Bonvoy. Sober Booty Boost. Solve. Well-being non-alcoholic brewing. Take Stock Photography. Wonderman. Best Buy.
You know stock photos suck. Stock featuring non-white, non-straight people is even suckier. But do you know why? It's not a pretty picture. It costs money, lots of it. It's yet another old boys club, and it's a gamble, but it doesn't have to be this way. Introducing the Take Stock Project by Best Buy. It's a new approach to creating stock photography, where people from diverse backgrounds are fully represented on both sides of the camera. Talented photographers have the creative control to tell true-to-life stories of how people from their communities actually use technology.
It just happens to be, that Washington Heights is such a concentrated space for Dominicans. Stories were drawn from memories of being a kid in a Dominican household. A lot of the shots kind of pertain to that.
Best Buy fronts the shoot money, but the creators maintain full ownership of their work and can resell it wherever they want. In other words, the financial barrier to entry is gone, and the creators still profit.
To truly just create work that I enjoy and that I would be really proud to make with people that I care about and communities that I'm part of. That's a dream assignment right there.
You might ask, what's in it for Best Buy? A library of vibrant, authentic photos. That's what. Images that feature people of color and queer folks as they really are. Not as stock houses imagine them to be. The end result? More people can recognize themselves in Best Buy's marketing, and more creators can truly own their own work. We're sending a message to the industry. Diversity and inclusion isn't a checkbox or an afterthought. It's how we do business.
Sappy Spectro Pop-Up. 10,000 Design. Sappy Spectro North America. Bean Song. Carmichael Lynch. Bush's Beans.
When I was a little boy, the kids could be so laughing at what was in my lunch pail. They'd yell about the musical fruit. They'd say the more that I ate, the more I'd but I swear that they've never made me do that. Oh, there's no shame. I'd zip my beans up and roll like the wind, just wishing that I'd belong. And if I could take me back in time, I'd sing that bearded boy that song. Tears of beans